Welcome back. More weird and creepy TikToks. Let's go.
Another day, another fishing into somebody's wall. Let's get rid of some of this. What is this? Oh, tough. Nope. Nope, back in the wall.
Never touch another man's Ouija board. Don't touch a Ouija board.
I found the craziest / creepiest thing I've ever found in my house. Putting insulation up in the rim joists, and I have this little crawl space area that juts off my basement, and I see this hole, and I decide to look inside to see what's in here, right? And I have a headlamp on right now and my phone light, and I cannot see the bottom.
Just got home and I see this hole in my wall, and next door I have a really creepy neighbor. Let's take a look. What the? Oh my god! Oh my!
I've seen a few of these Airbnb ones, but also people separate a house.
Okay, we move the fridge
to rent one side of it.
Door.
See, not always the same.
Guys, I'm so nervous.
Wait, someone needs a flashlight.
Yeah,
Look
at a flashlight.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Yes!
What?
Let's get a flashlight!
Yeah, be careful on the steps.
This is how I die. Oh god.
Oh god.
At least they're with my coolest flippies.
Yo, dude.
Oh my god. It's hot as balls.
Yeah, it's been
I'd love to find something like that in my house, to be honest. I ain't going down there on my own.
This is I would spend my way. What the fuck was that? Oh. Pause! I can't.
A New York architecture firm has proposed a design for a building that would hang down from the sky attached to an asteroid. The Analemma Tower, which would technically be the world's tallest building, would depend on something called the Universal Orbital Support System. The building would only be accessible through drones and generate its power from space-based solar panels. And supposedly, using the Earth's geosynchronous orbit, the structure would return to its same place in the sky every day on a loop after traveling between the northern and southern hemispheres. It would basically be tracing a figure of 8, moving at its slowest point at the top and bottom. Talk about travel sickness.
I feel like we're skipping some steps. I'm not buying this. It might be a plan. I just don't see it going ahead. There's so many issues.
So they've lied about the pyramids for 2,000 years. And it's not about tombs. It's about control. These structures were ancient power plants, working with the Earth's natural frequency, granite and quartz chambers, water flowing underneath. This wasn't a tomb. It was a machine. The pyramid's shape amplifies energy like a giant tuning fork grounded into Earth. They buried this truth because free energy means no control, no governments, no slavery. Nikola Tesla tried to bring it back. Wireless, infinite energy. But they shut him down. These monuments are aligned with Orion's belt with precision. We still can't explain. They weren't tombs. They were memory devices, left for a future generation to awaken. Now the deserts are flooding. The skies are shifting. Humanity is remembering. They distract you with war, gossip, and fear. So you never look back or up. You didn't find this video by accident. Something in you already knows.
And we all know that's not actually Elon Musk, that's AI. But it is interesting to think clearly they're not tombs. There's also definitely a link between Tesla and the pyramids, and whatever technology he was trying to harness, the pyramids already did, for sure. What's going on, yeah? Whoa! Shit. What in the Mad Max?
Killed you right in your fucking head, dude.
E.
Look at that. That is it. Yo, coming right to your head. Look at this. Yo, that's right in your fucking head. No. Hold on. You need to stop more. You need to step over.
Yeah, I ain't going up higher.
Oh my god, right in his head. His head. Yo, by the time you're gonna be there, it's right by your head.
That's some Home Alone shit. Oh. I thought that was a little kid.
Yumma! Bismillah! Yumma! Yumma! La 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 la!
Nah. Nah. Nah.
In The Truman Show, a moment of realization comes when a strange object falls from the sky, and it's a realization that his world is being controlled. This scene bears a striking resemblance to real-life events. Both scenarios involve objects falling from the sky. One, part of an artificial system, and the other is The Truman Show. They both share a similar eeriness, highlighting the intersection of controlled environments and unexpected things from above. There's a tendency to dismiss these events as coincidence, or things that don't fit in our understanding of the world, even when the evidence is right before your eyes. This refusal to acknowledge what's falling, despite its visibility, can stem from a reluctance to acknowledge uncomfortable truths or question the reality we live in. It's easy to overlook the oddities, to face the possibility that we may not fully control what's going on above us and around us.
I believe we're being deceived in ways, but I don't think satellites falling from the sky suggests we're in the Truman Show. I just think the satellites ain't as high as they say. NASA is the #1 buyer of helium in the world. And what are they using that for if it isn't for the satellites and but holding them up in balloons? And that's why they're falling. I don't think they're out as high as they say. That's why this skyscraper thing don't make sense to me.
So you're saying you know for a fact there are aliens?
Yes, 100%.
There are alien craft?
100%.
Have you been involved in the recovery of those alien craft?
Yes, I have.
Do you think the aliens, the non-human intelligence, wants us, humanity, to know about their existence?
Yeah, I do believe that. That's the message that we're getting. Why I feel safe and why I feel optimistic about the future is I know that the NHI is guiding us that way. And the skies are not classified. Your conscious can't be redacted.
I think the NHI are the non-harmful intelligence. And I feel the same. Like, we got to be careful with the news here because they're going to push the idea of aliens being a threat. If they was a threat, we wouldn't be here. That would have happened a long time ago. They don't want to hurt us. We are a reality show to them, honestly.
Why do they not want us to know what's the big threat that we would know it's flat? What does that?
Because that's the truth. They don't want us to know the truth. They want us on a ball. Don't go anywhere. You're just going to go in a circle. You're going to stay where you're at. Don't go anywhere. We would explore. We would explore. We would find that there's a lot of hidden lands.
Under the ice?
No, on the other, like beyond.
On the other side of the ice.
If we're like a lake, there's a bunch of lakes.
I get it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of lakes.
I totally get you. Okay.
They're hiding land. They're not telling us about everything.
Eddie, did
they got us in the center. They got us locked in the center in this lake. We're not a ball spinning through space. They think do you think you're spinning 1,000,000 miles an hour?
No, because my hair ain't even moving.
Exactly. They're telling us we're spinning 4 different ways at speeds you can't see. They're telling us that the Earth is spinning on its own axis at 1,000 miles an hour. And then the Earth is spinning around the sun at 60,000 miles an hour. And then the sun is spinning around the center of the Milky Way at 666,000 miles. Everything is 666.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Everything is 666.
Oh, I knew that.
Isn't that a coincidence?
No. I mean, we all know. Wait, I'm joking.
So they're telling us that we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour one way, 60,000 miles an hour another way, and then 600,000 miles an hour another way, and then 1,000,000. Then the whole Milky Way galaxy is spinning 1,000,000 miles an hour through the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yet we're motionless.
Yeah, I can't buy into this idea that we're spinning and doing all this craziness and we don't feel it. Yeah, if we go too fast on a plane, we get this, like, the G-force really, really messes us up. Like, gravity can't be protecting us from all of that spinning. Because, like, gravity is still hitting us when we're in a plane, right?
There's a fantastic video. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Now, watch it. This is it.
Oh.
Hey, no. Don't do it. He says do. He says don't. Make up your mind.
Crazy guy. Don't try to punch it, you crazy. So, this guy's on holiday clearly, and some local needs to stop him.
This is insane. Scientists have just shocked the world after releasing a video where you can hear the first direwolf howl in 10,000 years. The Times just wrote an article about it and described it as the return of the direwolf. Now, if you didn't already know, direwolves once roamed the Americas from Canada all the way down to Venezuela. But about 10,000 years ago, they vanished, going extinct along with other giant Ice Age animals like the mammoth. But their bones stayed behind. And fast forward to 2025, scientists at Colossal Biosciences recently discovered ancient DNA inside fossils that dated all the way back from 11,000 to 72,000 years old. Then, using that DNA that they discovered, they managed to decode the direwolf's entire genetic blueprint. And here is where things get wild. They took ordinary DNA from a gray wolf and then edited it gene by gene to perfectly match the ancient direwolf's genetic code. Then, using domestic dogs as surrogate mothers, Romulus and Remus were born in October. Colossal claim that they are the first de-extinct animals ever. And at just 6 months old, they are already 4 feet long, weigh 80 pounds. And what's crazier is that instead of being really friendly and cuddly, the Times report that they're kind of cold, cautious, and avoid humans entirely. They even avoid the people who raised them and bottle-fed them from birth. Colossal posted about this achievement on X, saying, "This moment marks not just a milestone for us as a company, but also a leap forward for science, conservation, and humanity." They said they're aiming to revolutionize endangered species by mastering genetic technology. And if successful, not only could we hold on to our current species from going extinct, but maybe even bring back the ones lost to the past. However, not everyone is celebrating. Some say calling this de-extinction is disingenuous, arguing that they are only grey wolves with 20 edited genes to mimic direwolf traits. And others warn that this kind of genetic meddling could lead to catastrophic consequences.
Well, of course.
What do you think?
Firstly, I just feel sorry for these two direwolves. Like, they've just been put into this world assuming they've got some sort of soul. They don't want to be around the people that are feeding them. They can't be released. So what? Eventually they're just going to have to get killed or just kept in a cage for their whole existence. Like, it's not a productive thing to reintroduce. Like, if they're going to start introducing extinct animals from the past, they need to be bringing something that's going to actually better nature or help some sort of ecosystem. Like, these kind of creatures are just destined to be in some billionaire zoo somewhere in like Saudi Arabia or something. It's such a shame, really, but fascinating still.
Let's just get to it. You made a fucking direwolf.
I didn't. Our incredible team made 3 direwolves so far.
Let's see the photos.
Oh, free.
Bust out some photos.
So we have 2 boys, Romulus and Remus, and then we have Khaleesi, who's the new girl.
They're dead direwolves that were trapped in permafrost, or is...
No, most of the direwolf skulls out there, there's thousands of them in La Brea tar pits. So if you go there, they have this beautiful wall, but because of heat and acidification, there isn't anything that's protected. Like, there's nothing you can get from that. But about 6 years ago, a group, including Beth Shapiro, our chief science officer, sequenced a tooth that was found in a cave, just a single tooth, right? And in that tooth, they actually got 0.15x or coverage of the genome, so they got about 15% of the genome. But that's not really enough. You need to get up to about 10x, meaning that you can read the entire genome about 10 different times, so that even if there are gaps, you understand enough of the core kind of coding regions that you could bring back that animal.
Is this done by AI?
It's done by AI and software, yeah. So there's a bone in all of us called the petrous bone, which is insanely dense, and it doesn't change a lot from after you're born. It's a great DNA storage, better than teeth, better than anything. It's like in the inner ear kind of head area. So we got permission from the museum to very carefully drill into the back, the underside of the skull, and remove the petrous bone to see if we could get DNA. And we got really lucky. Between resampling the first and the skull, we ended up getting about 13 to 14x coverage. So that's more than we needed.
It is fascinating that we can even do this kind of stuff, but I feel like we're going in the wrong path. Like, we should be mastering peace, not mastering bringing back beasts. I don't know.
Before I fall to the system, I'm gonna try and do good with my gifting and pray to the Lord for some wisdom. Pray, hopefully someone will listen. Amen.